So you've had some time to look through this. Did anyone find the definition for point? Yes. G.
All right, let's take the head B.
So it has one endpoint and then continues on. Great. Line. So we use D, we use G. Which one's line? C. Good.
Ray is C.
Ray is D, line is C. Segment has two endpoints, good. Conjecture, H, good. Counterexample, A, shows that it's false, good. Collinear, B, same line, no, E, sorry. You need to say like E as in everybody. And then this one is B as in boy.
Clean up.
Good. Okay. I can tell you every year someone's going to get 9 and 10 wrong simply for not reading the directions. It's bold. It's underlined. It's important. You are going to describe the pattern. So, what's happening here? We are going up by 3. So you could just say plus 3. You could say add 3. You can say each term increases by 3. However fancy you want to be with it, works for me. Number 10. What's going on? Dividing by 2. Good. Yeah, it took me a second. You could maybe... Yeah, you could say like subtracting 8, subtracting 4, subtracting 2. I don't know how that would work into the negatives though, but if you did something like that, I'd be open to the idea. But I think dividing by 2 is kind of the easier way to go with it. What does your next guy look like? Whoa. I almost did what I just told you not to do. This is still in the describe section. So describe what's happening.
It's going counterclockwise.
So the shaded region rotating counterclockwise.
Then he tricked us because he doesn't show us the directions. So we get a 3 point from that.
I mean, that is a debate we can get into tomorrow. All right, number 12. This is where it comes a little more naturally. We are just completing the pattern. So, -2, -4, -6, -8, -10, -12. It looks like you're just going more into the -2 spots, or 2 numbers each time. Okay, 4, 10, 16, 22, 28, 34. Okay, the next one, you have a dot, and then you have a dot on top of 2 dots, and then you have 1, 2, 3, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think it's 1, 2. It does actually look like, I know what you're saying, like bowling pins from above. So anyway, we just need an extra row of 5 dots in the dot pyramid. All right, number 15. The sum of any 2 The sum of any 2 even numbers is even. So you look at the examples and then try to notice the pattern. 16. The product of any odd number and an even number is also even. Again, we're just looking at the examples. The sum of 2 negative numbers is negative. All right. Next section, show the conjecture is false by finding a counterexample. If the product of 2 numbers is positive, then the 2 numbers must both be negative. Yes. 2 times 4 equals 8. So you can just show me that 2 positives multiply together to give me a positive. What you cannot do is show me like a negative times a positive is a negative. That's not a counterexample. Or two negatives multiplied together is a positive because that's also not a counterexample. All right, we're showing that it's false. So we need the product to be positive and we need the numbers to not both be negative. 19th, the sum of two numbers is always positive. What's a counterexample?
Negative 2 times 4.
Sum.
Oh, negative 2 plus 4.
Negative 2 plus 4 is a positive, but negative 2 plus...
Just
It's negative 2.
4. Plus 3. No.
Negative 2 plus 3 is also still a positive.
2. Negative 3. I mean,
Yeah, let's do negative 2 plus negative 3. That's a sum that's not positive. Good. Lots of different options for that. Just make sure the two numbers have a plus sign in the middle, and when you actually add them, you don't get a positive number. So you could do a big negative and a smaller positive, and you're still in the negative, or you can add two negatives. Every day of the week starts with the letter T. Monday is a perfect counterexample.
I was thinking of T-bones.
Wednesday would be a perfect counterexample. Basically any day of the week, not Tuesday or Thursday.
What does that have to do with geometry?
It has nothing to do with geometry, but it has everything to do with whether you know what a counterexample is.
Wow.
Draw a point. What does a point look like? A dot. Usually it has a capital letter next to it.
So you take
What does a line look like?
what you did yesterday.
Arrows. Somebody said it. And if you want to put 2 points on it, you can. If you don't put the 2 points on it, that's fine too. The part we're looking for are the arrows. If you are missing the arrows, you are getting it wrong. Okay? And then what's important about a segment? No arrows. So now you have the points on the end. So if it has endpoints, no arrows, we call it a segment. 2 arrows, we call it a line. A dot is a point. I'm going to put one off to the side, a bonus. This might appear on the quiz tomorrow. A ray has an endpoint on one side and an arrow on the other. Maybe. Oh, yes, hold on. You definitely have a quiz tomorrow. You might have to draw a ray on the quiz. I answered the question I thought you were going to ask and not the one you actually asked. All right, number 24. Name 4 points that are coplanar. Coplanar means the same plane. This is the plane. The plane is named plane M. Plane M, or just M, is not a point. There's no dot next to this. Not a point, which means it should not be your answer unless the question says name a plane. Okay, if I see M on anyone's answers or whatever the plane happens to be called tomorrow, no credit, okay? Name 4 points that are coplanar. So 4 dots on that flat surface that I just outlined in red. A has a dot next to it, it's a point. B has a dot next to it, it's a point. C and E, not M. So coplanar, same plane. Name 3 points that are collinear. Collinear means the same line.
ABC.
A, B, C. Those are all on the same line. There's actually another option here if you want to get real fancy. Do you see the line going down like this way? So you could do D, E, F if you want. It doesn't say name all the points that are collinear. But, you know, if you're feeling fancy, go for it. Don't use M. It is not a point, okay? So you have about 10 minutes to study. The quiz is tomorrow. The quiz will not take the whole hour tomorrow, and I'm not going to make you start anything new on a Friday. So bring something else to work on tomorrow, okay? Do you guys have any questions before we break off into quiet study time?